I'm the happy recipient of the Lee Kong Chian Fellowship. So this means that I've been sharing my time between Stanford and NUS. So my time at Stanford is coming up. I'm leaving next week, and I will be soon starting the chapter 2 of my fellowship at the National University of Singapore. So it's very exciting because I'm going to be back in Malaysia, because Singapore and Malaysia are just next door. So it's going to, allow me to go back to Malaysia on a very regular basis, to go back to work with Mahathir as well. I mean, work as in interview and observation with Mahathir. And a lot of things are happening now in Malaysia, so it's very exciting. So I have a lot of projects going on. So I'm finishing the revision of one book manuscript on complicit militancy. So it's actually the story, it's based on my PhD. So it is how gang have been creating umbrella NGOs to offer political services to political parties. So that was going on a lot during the previous government and the previous ruling, but actually this phenomenon still exists in what we call New Malaysia. So I'm updating this manuscript, and I hope to be able to finish it very early next year and send it to the publisher, and to have it released late 2019, early 2020. The second work that I'm doing is, of course, this book about Mahathir. I'm definitely looking at writing a book for a larger audience. I'm really trying in my work to be able to address a multiple audience. I think that academia is in crisis, to be very honest with you. I think that a lot of my colleagues feel that we're not being listened to, but my feeling is that we have to change the language we speak. And of course, I'm not talking about English or French or Chinese here, but I think the way we address audiences is just wrong. So some of us are doing it really well, meaning that they're either a good professor or very good at doing policies and talking to people in DC. Others can do K-12 outreach, and we do that really well at Stanford. But there is a very large population in between that seems that we can't talk to. And I'm really trying to find ways to talk to those people, because they actually represent the largest portion of society, and they're the people who vote. So I have started to try to talk to those people in Malaysia. And so I created a series of books on Malaysian politics that are being published in Malaysia and now being republished in Europe and the US as well, with Amsterdam University Press. The third volume is on the way and will be published in May. It's going to be called The Other's Democracy, and it's the volume 3 of the series Malaysian Politics and People. Why I wanted first to have it published in Malaysia is to make it affordable for Malaysian people, and I think that's very important. And we tend to forget sometimes when we work on a country, we tend to just go there for field work and just leave, and forget that what we do should actually serve that country or those people first. So that's the other project I'm working on, this third book of the series. And having this in mind, this idea of reaching people in another way, I'm currently working on a series of on the contemporary history of Malaysian politics in a form of a graphic novel. So the series is going to cover Malaysian politics during Reformasi times. So it's the history of the democratic movement from 1998 until 2018. This is not just a small story. This is a graphic novel based on my research work, with my insight from my ethnography and analysis, translated into another kind of support that can actually talk to a different audience, from teenagers to older adults, without any distinction. And it doesn't diminish in any way or discredit the quality of research. It's actually a very difficult intellectual effort to be able to translate, synthesize very complex political matters into ways that can fit in a graphic novel without losing the complexity and the precision of the kind of research we do, well, here at Stanford. So it's a very important exercise, and I really do encourage my colleagues to look at all those ways that we can have to actually offer what we do to other people, and to share, the research that we have, because without, being shared, ideas cannot live.